Bonjour folks, my name is Sass. Welcome to my channel. I've been creating content on here consistently for about two and a half months now, and I realized that I never formally introduced myself. And Halise, who is one of the other creators that I follow, one of her videos popped up in my shorts feed, and it started with, "Child, nobody knows who you are." And she provided some prompts on how to introduce yourself as part of a 28-day series to get started here on YouTube. And I thought it was such a good idea and decided that I would use the prompts from her videos to make my own video to formally introduce myself to you. Because I've just been out here in the wild making videos without letting you know who TF I am. So let's get started. If you look back at the content that I started out on this platform with from a few years ago, it was booktube content. And in fact, the very first video that I did was answering the booktube newbie questions, the booktube intro. Because I love books, I love historical fiction, I love contemporary literature and cozy mysteries. In fact, one of the books that I'm currently reading is book number 3, Divine Ruin, from the Sister Holiday series by Margot Duwaihi. The protagonist of that book is a 30-something tattooed punk rock nun who teaches music at a Catholic school in New Orleans. And of course, she's solving a mystery for every book. And I find the characters are so complex and relatable and very human. And the way that Margot Duwaihi writes is like you can feel yourself in New Orleans. You can feel the heat and humidity of the city, and the setting is very visceral. So I'm really enjoying that book. And I started with book number 1, Scorched Grace, and I'm now on book number 3. I forget what book number 2 is called, but I highly recommend that series if you're looking for a wintertime cozy mystery. Outside of books, I enjoy running, yoga. I love traveling, although I don't get to do it as much as I would like to, but that is something that I'm going to work on changing this year, 2026. I am a sonic identity architect, which means I use sound design, storytelling, and voice-based practices to help people shape their emotional presence, personal growth, and brand expression. My work includes creating curated soundscapes, audio journaling tools, sonic branding experiencing, and teaching workshops that help people understand how sound influences identity, mindset, creativity, culture, and memory, so they can intentionally use sound to support who they are becoming and how they show up in the world. So if you're interested in understanding more about this work, you can check out episode 1 from my series, The Sound Continuum, which is the video that I published before this one. That goes into specific topics that I talk about in terms of oral storytelling, sound as living archives, and also using media as references to talk about sound design and how we can apply it to our daily lives. In a lot of ways, I'm currently living out my aspirations by curating a job that matches my interests and my skill sets, and finding a way to help and connect with people. So my aspirations in terms of work would be continuing to expand in that capacity and helping more people through my work. On a personal level, as I said before, traveling is something that I really want to do this year, and getting out, meeting new people, exploring new cultures, and just getting out of my day-to-day routine. So that is the short-term goal for 2026. There's going to be at least one long-form video per month with the Sound Continuum, because I really enjoy doing the research for those videos and sharing, I call them sharing my sonic adventures. So there's going to be more content in terms of that series. I had also started vlogging at the beginning of the year because I enjoy watching people's day in the life vlogs or the behind the scenes of their work vlogs. And I fell off probably about mid-month I just didn't keep up with the recording, and I have some footage from earlier in the year, but I haven't gotten around to editing. So vlogging is something that I would like to make consistent on this channel, to show you all some of the behind the scenes of my day-to-day, and also just to document for my own purposes, really, as well. So I can look back on this time, especially being in the very beginning stages, or being in this stage of my entrepreneurship journey. Not the very beginning, because I started in 2020, but it's still very much an incubation phase of my entrepreneurial journey. And so I want to be able to document it as for myself and to share it as well. I may also sneak a book review or two in there, either as standalone videos or as part of the vlog content, because I love me some booktube content. That is my original jam and why I really got into booktube back in 2015 in the first place. So there's definitely going to be some more book content coming up. So that is me, Sass, in a nutshell. If you made it this far in the video, I invite you to introduce yourself in the comments. You can answer some of the prompt questions yourself, like what your interests are and who you are. And I'm also curious which country you're tuning in from. So share as much or as little as you feel comfortable, but I'd like to get an idea of who is tuning in. So I invite you to share in the comments. And also don't forget, please, if you enjoy being here, like and subscribe to the channel so that you can stay updated as I release more vlogs, Sound Continuum, and these general videos. And I thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. TTYL.